Lesson 1. You can't win an argument. Dale has been involved in and observed thousands of arguments. He came to the conclusion that to get the best of an argument, avoid it altogether. 9 times out of 10, an argument ends with each person being more convinced that they're absolutely right. Even if you win an argument, you lose. Why? Well, because you've made the other person feel inferior and hurt their sense of pride. Ask yourself, is it really worth your time and energy trying to win an argument when it will give you nothing but a temporary sense of victory in exchange for making the other person feel like crap? Lesson 2. Never tell a man he is wrong. Wayne is a wood chopper. Carl is a builder. Wayne specializes in oak wood and Carl in pine wood. One day, Carl ordered some oak wood from Wayne. Upon inspecting the oak wood, Carl was frustrated with its poor quality and wasn't willing to pay for it. But Wayne noticed his quality inspection was too strict and was misinterpreting how to assess the quality of oak wood. He knew Carl was wrong. Now most people would be tempted to say, "Carl mate, you're bloody wrong." But not Wayne. Instead, he began asking questions as to why the oak wood was not of high quality. He emphasized that he was only asking so that he could give Carl exactly what he wanted for future orders. He approached the situation in a friendly and cooperative manner. Eventually, Carl's attitude changed. He soon admitted he was not experienced with oak wood and began asking Wayne questions. He finally understood that it was his fault for making poor judgments about the quality of the wood. Carl ended up happily paying for the wood. Now that's the power of never telling someone they're wrong. Feel free to try this out in your own life. I'm confident you'll notice that people respond much more positively to you when you don't tell them they're wrong.
Oh my God! Đây là trận bắt ma. Nào các bé, hãy thể hiện năng lực của mình đi nào. Bé Sơn truyền cho bé Thắng. Bé Nam đã bắt được. Bắt đầu. Chụp hình không lo chụp, lo tạt nước không vậy? Bấm ra ngoài.
That's the wrong number.
Lesson 3. Ask questions instead of giving orders. It makes people want to cooperate with you. If you want your roommate to help you do the dishes, you'll likely get a more positive response if you say, "Hey Clarence, could you please give me a hand with the dishes?" instead of, "Hey Clarence, do the dishes with me now." Framing your request as a question rather than a demand makes Clarence feel like he has a choice and therefore will be more responsive to your requests. Lesson 4. Remember names. Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in history, understood the importance of names. As a child, he had a nest of pet rabbits but no food to feed them. He told the boys in the neighborhood that if they would go out and get enough dandelions to feed the rabbits, he would name the bunnies in their honor. The plan worked. He used the same principle in business. A man named Pullman and himself were fighting against each other, trying to get the sleeping car business to work. During a meeting one evening, Andrew suggested that they merge companies and work together. Pullman listened intently and then asked, "What would you call the new company?" Andrew responded, "Why, the Pullman Palace Car Company, of course." Pullman's face brightened and he said, "Come into my room, let's talk it over." When I first met Amy, she told me her name, but I didn't hear her properly. I asked her to say it again, and even a third time during class. The longer you leave it, the more awkward it becomes. You might feel embarrassed about asking more than once, but realize that people appreciate it when you take the time to learn their name. I remember randomly talking to a man in my class named Tom. Next week, I came in and I said, "Hey Tom, how you doing?" And he said, "Wow, I'm surprised you remembered my name." And now for the final lesson. Talk in terms of others' interests. If there was just one lesson you could take away from this book, this would be it. I really struggle to talk to new people. It doesn't matter if we have nothing in common because I talk about their interests. In one of my first conversations with Amy, I asked her a simple question. What do you like to do in your spare time? She said, I listen to music, randomly sing and dance, draw, do artsy stuff, try and keep fit, watch movies and funny TV shows, I read, I cook, I play with my pets, and spend time with my family and friends. I followed her up with another simple question. Okay, so what do you read and what do you draw? Amy got excited. After a long outburst of sharing her interests, she said, I'm getting way too excited talking about this. No one ever gets to know me this way, so I have this all bottled up. It's so awesome talking about my passions, so thanks for listening to me. We get along so well now and have been great friends since. It doesn't matter whether you're talking to your boss, workmates, teachers, friends, family, or strangers. Talk in terms of other people's interests and they'll love you for it. Okay, now let's summarize what we've learnt today. You can't win an argument. Never tell a man he is wrong. Ask questions instead of giving orders. Remember names. And most importantly, talk in terms of others' interests.